Facts Verse presents Tragic Details About Vince Neil. The singer from Motley Crue, Vince Neil, may have been unaware of what he was in for when he started the job that brought him fame in the early 80s. However, he has definitely lived an eventful life. Let us look closer at the tragic details about Vince Neil, which bring a whole new meaning to the phrase rock and roll excess. In 1995, Neil's daughter Skylar died from kidney cancer at the age of only 4. Neil was a young father himself, age 34. Skylar contracted her illness during a period when Neil was recovering from various other professional and personal problems. Neil recorded a solo album called Carved in Stone, featuring a song for Skylar that he wrote in tribute to his daughter. All the proceeds from that song were donated to charity. The vocalist also founded a memorial fund for his daughter which raised millions of dollars for research into children's cancer. In 2004, while playing a solo concert in Dallas, Neil attacked sound engineer Michael Talbert, knocking him unconscious for almost a minute. According to the police, Neil became angry after the engineer didn't turn the guitar volume up high enough. The vocalist subsequently canceled his planned tour of the United Kingdom. In 1984, Neil ran out of booze during a drinking session with the band Hanoi Rocks and offered to drive to the liquor store to replenish supplies. He was already intoxicated, but the drummer of Hanoi Rocks, Nicholas Razzle Dingley, chose to travel with him. Neil crashed his vehicle at 65 miles per hour into another couple of cars. Neil suffered minor cuts and cracked ribs. However, 2 other motorists were seriously injured, and Razzle died upon arriving at the hospital. Neil served 15 days of a 30-day jail sentence and was given 5 years probation. Also, he had to do community service for 200 hours and pay the people he injured $2.6 million. At the time of this video, Vince Neil has tied the knot and divorced on 4 different occasions. Consequently, he pledged never to get married again. When questioned about it, Neil usually avoids being too specific about the reasons behind his failed relationships. However, his ex-partners regularly claim that the vocalist's ongoing affairs with groupies resulted in the breakups. In 2016, Neil was socializing with Hollywood actor Nicolas Cage at the Las Vegas Aria Hotel when a fan walked up to them to request an autograph from Nicolas Cage. For some unknown reason, Neil was enraged by this and grabbed the woman's hair, pulling her down to the floor. Cage was unimpressed and put the deranged singer into a restraining hold. Neil was charged with misdemeanor battery but got away with a fine of only $1,000 and 6 months probation. The woman who was assaulted filed a lawsuit against him, and the case has yet to be settled. Like many famous people, Vince Neil has squandered much of his considerable wealth. In 2005, he reached an all-time financial low when he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy after accumulating debts in excess of $1.5 million. In 2010, Neil was sued by the lawyer who had arranged his bankruptcy because he still owed him $16,000. In 2003, Neil was charged with assaulting a sex worker at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, the renowned legal brothel in Nevada. He was told to complete an anger management course and pay a $1,000 fine. Alicia Jacobs, who Neil used to date, accused him of assault in 2011, following an alleged incident of domestic violence where she was left with visible bruising. Neil pled guilty to disorderly conduct in a deal with prosecutors to get the charge of domestic battery dropped. He was fined $1,000 again. Even before joining Motley Crue, Neil claims that he was a regular drug user. During the band's initial rise to fame, his cocaine abuse was so bad that other band members had to intervene and force him to curtail his habit. When his autobiography was published in 2010, he claimed to have quit alcohol and drugs permanently. But just a few days after that, it was reported on CBS News that he was facing DUI charges yet again. In 2007, Neil was caught drunk behind the wheel when a Las Vegas policeman noticed the erratic maneuvers his Ferrari was making. Nonetheless, after negotiating with prosecutors, Neil avoided the DUI by pleading no contest to reckless driving. He faced the same charge in 2010, but with additional accusations of smashing a fan's camera prior to hitting the road. He was placed under house arrest for 14 days, then sent to jail for that same time period. Subscribe for more.